I can hear you, man.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Yep. I actually never thought about putting uh yeah, throttle on S though. I should really try that. I have mine separate with S just being a slow down normal.
If you don't mind me butting in here, Swag, the next thing you should talk about is rebinding your get out of vehicle key. Do not have it on E. Cool. I missed it. Good.
You also want to talk about roll?
As far
You can
as
change it
right
to Q and E.
now, you cannot. I've tried this myself. There is nothing. There's no option in game to make your mouse left or right movement be your yaw movement. It has to be roll. There's no way to change that. And trust me when I say it's a big factor that's gonna make a lot of people not want to fly because they're used to a certain way and then have to unlearn and re.
Oh my god, they made it so much easier. Just finding out the S. Except for the fact that I just turned into the mountain.
It's very, 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 very personalized. There is not one singular pick this sensitivity and you'll do well. It is something you're going to have to learn over time what suits you. I didn't get my sensitivity down until at least a solid week of flying. So you're gonna go through some like a lot of sensitivity changes. The only thing I recommend is don't do something extremely drastic. Do little tiny increments to find where your butter zone is. What DPI are you running? So you actually have a faster synth than I do, so. I can tell you from experience, I've shot down a lot of pilots. Did I really? That's unfortunate. I said, I said, I shot down a lot of pilots because I didn't enter into hover mode, so it's most pilots that you end up fighting against are probably going to fight you in hover mode as well, so learning how to fight in hover mode is going to be crucial.
When you're switching to hover mode, is it supposed to happen pretty instantly, or?
No.
So I'm having
If you-
trouble getting
if
it
you-
to go into hover mode unless I'm basically stopped.
If you're facing downwards, gravity will act and try to pull you down, so it's hard to stay in hover. Aim up, you'll stay in hover a lot easier. For instance, if you look up in hover mode and then start like pitching, or not pitching, ascending, you'll stay in hover mode basically indefinitely. Whereas if you look down and start ascending, you'll fall out of hover mode and start falling towards the ground. fire suppression is absolutely a must. I basically in like 99.9% of all situations. If you max out stealth, you can't be spotted by anyone. Show up until about. Actually, let me take that back. You're only spotted on the map if someone physically looks at you and spots you. So stealth is very, very good for staying alive and sneaking up on dudes. A lot of inexperienced pilots will try to go for lock-ons and try to even out the fight, and stealth counters that very, very hard. And nothing else. You need to try to find and strike a happy balance. Some people focus more on the dodging aspect and the aim, vice versa. There are ways of telling you're in hover mode, and they're a lot easier. You can tell in the Reaver and the Mosquito, whenever you're in hover mode, the thrusters point straight down. You're also... Third person is also really, really great for situational awareness. If you lost an opponent, you're to third person, you might...
Oh my god. So sorry, Liberator. So sorry, whoever that was. Oh my god, it's the best thing ever, ants.
We might need some air support depending on where we're going anyways.
What's up?
Did you make any macaroni pictures?
Does training start at 8, or are you guys already kind of getting into it, or? Oh, okay. It's 7:30 my time, so I must be showing up a little late. Sorry. I always tend to forget about that stuff.
Oh, you're just getting to the like live fire part, so
I watched some videos by this Maddie, whatever, Ace Maddie or whatever, and learned a few things.
His things are a little outdated. You might try some other people. If you can find one by like Dudus Flutus, he's got a really good tutorial.
Okay.
there's a blueberry ant. We gotta get it for him.
successfully trolled the trolling guy.
So do you just replace the standard S with the throttle analog then? Okay, so pretty much the default is useless compared to throttle then?
TR mosquito spotted.
Oh,
Oh, you build a
Great job.
building right inside my amp.
I did not know that was possible.
I had a full tank accordion.
Oh,
No.
Troll. Our oh, so you while holding descend and throttle, just tap it, and then it'll help you land.
Okay, let me put this in a little bit simpler terms. If you push, like, if you have S for throttle analog, you push it, and you're trying to land, you keep, like, bouncing off the ground because it doesn't want you to land. For some reason, if you just tap W, tap forward, it'll kind of knock you out of throttle analog, and you can just kind of just wait, and the Reaver will eventually just lower itself to the ground and land. You could alternatively press Control to force it to land, but I don't, like, encourage that. I've seen a couple of instances where people have tried to get out to repair their things with throttle analog, and they get out, and then the Reaver just flies up, does a 180, and then lands upside down and destroys itself.
Okay, so
Literally me a second ago.
so I hit it, and then I let go of everything, and then yeah, it just kind of dropped down on its own. That's pretty cool. What do you think of the Hornet missiles? With the dumb rocket pods? Okay. So a bit more universal. Wait, what's the weapon noobs use? Oh, because it's a fire and forget kind of thing. Can you now? I think I've dodged a couple missiles because I got lucky that locked on. Is that something that you can actively do? I see. So you're more into fire. I gotcha. Yep. Little guaranteed chip. So you go for fire suppression then?
100% yes.
Okay. So sorry I'm coming late to the party with all these questions.
It's exactly what we're here for, man.
I didn't even think to check what time zone it would be starting at.
Gotta get my nom-noms, yo.
Do you I chose the dogfighting airframe. Is that any good or?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I'm sorry to tell you, that was a waste of certs.
Oh.
If you only expect to do it once, cool. If you expect to do it multiple times, worse.
Okay, so I'm cool then.
It's like what, 100 certs to get level 1, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Do you think buying a joystick for this would be
No. Trust and believe, no. You get good with mouse and keyboard, you'll be just fine. It's not gonna be a daunting task, but it'll be very worth it. Say, I'm an Araxium Reaver pilot myself. I know the struggles.
I'm gonna respec my Reaver real quick. So you go for hover stability is what you said, right? Nanite or stealth or armor? Gotcha. So when you're in the heat of a dogfight, you're just kind of rotating and trying to bump and juke?
It's similar to a dance. You have to figure out what rhythm you.
Yeah, like your
First or max in their spawn, watch out.
Something that Swag said earlier that I don't know if you caught it with is there's basically two different types of fighting whenever you're in an ESF dogfight. There's like dodging and then aiming. You can go hard into one or the other category, but it's gonna get you killed if you don't start learning a bit of both.
Oh my god, that guy didn't
People
stand
who
a
have been-
chance against all of us.
People who've been flying in this game for a very, very long time have gotten either good or have mastered both forms. So, I would say try to get good with one and then start incorporating the other.
what were the two things?
Avoiding and aiming.
Gotcha.
And that only applies to dogfighting. Like, you get good at avoiding, that's great and all, and you'll survive longer, but you won't be able to return fire and deal with the guy in front of you, and he'll eventually kill you. If you're good at aiming, the guy who avoids, the other guy can avoid just a bit much, so that you can miss a couple shots while they're shooting at you, and then you'll die because you're a sitting duck.
Do you, for the reverse maneuver, is it just as good to do a pitch up reverse or a pitch down? It's just kind of depending on your altitude.
The reverse maneuver is only, or can be only used when you're pitching down. If you pitch up and try to reverse, you'll fall straight out of hover and actually go into jet mode.
Oh, okay.
The whole point is, like, get yourself level to the ground, pitch down, and then accelerate, right? You kind of do this, like, arcing motion, right? The whole point of the reverse maneuver is you're continuously pitching down and accelerating, basically doing it infinitely.
Yes. Like, I've done the spot turns. I'm getting comfortable with that, but I'm still kind of getting the reverse figured out.
You only really use the reverse maneuver in, like, emergency situations. Like, if you're just flying along, minding your business, and you start getting attacked by another ESF, it might be a smart idea. Hit throttle analog, get yourself into hover mode, and then do a reverse maneuver to off their aim.
What is the reverse maneuver?
We didn't talk about that, did we, Swag? Better example, if you want to come to our warp gate, I'm still sitting here. See what it looks like, I can show you.
Me too!
It's not a
We can also
super
do
difficult
dual.
trick to learn, it's just technical.
Like, the spot turn is basically you rotate to one side, hit the brakes, and pitch up, right?
Like I said, if you wanna come to the warp gate, I can show you like an in-person example.
Copy that.
On the way.
Who were you saying I should check out? That's a little newer.
It's a guy called Dudus Flutus.
Dudus Flutus. All right.
He's got a pretty good like video on how to get people up to speed. So all of you who have come to the warp gate, you see the bright ass fucking white Reaver? That's me.
I am green, because I am green.
So the reverse maneuver is very, very simple. I'll try to do this while maybe talking because I've got my Z key on push to talk. So it's basically, like I said, you just pitch down and you accelerate. When combined together, you can basically move backwards forever, like this.
Oh, but you have to be rotated to one side, right?
I do have to mention that, and I'm glad you brought that up. If you do not pitch down fast enough, not saying that you go like at extreme speeds, but if you don't pitch down fast enough, you will fall out, and you'll just be looking like an idiot. So you can pitch, yes.
If anyone wants to duel, let me know.
The next step on top of that, which might get a little crazy, I might see a couple of you guys crash doing this, is you reverse maneuver and you add afterburners. That will give you
Like what
a
Spaggles did.
jolt of speed. So everybody stop, kind of watch me real fast. I'm
Which,
down low in the center.
I see you.
So for instance, I'll use you as an idea of like, if you've ever charged someone and they've done something like this.
Is it like you're trying to flip to get on the rear?
What do you mean?
Like you're trying to get on my rear?
No, it's more of just a dodging technique. Like, if you were flying straight at me and I just like pitched down and then accelerated and then afterburned, then you would just fly right underneath me. Thanks.
Oh.
And then I would have a wondrous shot at your entire body as you passed over me.
So you're kind of like just doing a spot reverse dodge and then you just blast my ass.
It's a more advanced maneuver, but yes.
I like.
Also remember, if you, because I just saw one of you crash and burn your Reaver, you can deploy Reavers basically infinitely as long as you have Cordium and a Silo and a light. So, X3, I see you running to the terminal. Please don't. It's not worth the nanites. Go back to the base that you guys built and pull a Reaver for basically free from the terminal.
Sounds good.
Hey,
I figured since I was right here, I've got plenty of nanites right now, so.
I mean, it's up to you, man, so.
Hey, do you think you could watch my attempt at the reverse and give me a little confirmation?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm watching you. Go ahead.
So, let's see. Let's see.
Gain some altitude first, like, get up a good distance. That is indeed the reverse maneuver.
Okay, gotcha. I think I just needed a little confirmation.
It's basically just your ESF moving backwards in a way that physics really, really shouldn't allow.
Yeah, now what do you typically use that for again? Just like if you're getting rear shot or something?
I can show you. I can show you.
Just face me real fast. So let's say you and I are shooting each other. And I need to dodge.
So it's like a quick dodge to give you an angle, basically.
Or to throw off your opponent's aim, yes.
Yeah,
usually you want to do something like that whenever you're reloading.
Gotcha.
Enemy sight spotted.
Right on. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Like Swag and I have said, it's a very, very, very high skill ceiling, and the skill floor is even higher.
Alright, all eyes on me. I want to show you a technique called I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. Boom. You spin.
Was when I suicided.
ESFs don't really care a whole lot of weight, and whenever you suicide, if you've ever seen like a galaxy crush something, it's because it has some weight next to it. ESFs don't really have that ability.
Scythes are glitchy when they do that.
Now, I was reading on this little thing you put up about the sensitivity. Like, you just set it flat. What was it, at 0.55 or something like that? And that's just the flight vehicle sensitivity. I don't know if that ringed any bells or not.
Now you can watch my investment. That's
What's the altitude ceiling?
Thousand. Liberator into the crown.
Did that lightning get away?
Galaxies near the crown as well. Coming to Sirius. Galaxy Palisades. They're in a hover over Palisades. 3 galaxies.
Generator destroyed.
3 of them. And a scythe. Mosquito up here as well. Three mosquitoes. sure you're spotting targets.
If you are fighting a Sky Guard, do not engage, you will not win. Unless he's already damaged and you have either rocket pods or hornets, you won't win that fight.
Don't be afraid to shoot. Oh yeah, one big tip for you future ESF main. When you get the air hammer, or any ground and pound, weapon for your Reaver, Scythe, Mosquito, do not just sit there, because some heavy assault's gonna have the decimator, and he's not gonna like you for sitting there, and he will want, or any tanked as well. Now I think that's pretty common, but
Playing off what he said, it's a rule I run by whenever I play any sort of first-person game, is standing still equals death.
literally even the slightest movement matters.
Galaxy size east.
Liberator over squad point.
I have a visual on the enemy liberator.
Good job, boy. Oh yeah, I should mention, ESF pilots that are new. When you see a Liberator, and you Q spot him, if it turns to just Liberator, then that means he's solo libbing, which, depending on the pilot, it takes some balls to solo lib. You either are gonna die, or not, and you're gonna win. But I will say, fighting libs is very scary. You always gotta make sure you are not in that Dalton range, and you also gotta make sure they don't one-clip you with their tank cluster, so don't get too close, and it's always... You'll learn. You'll learn.
The VS size pilot asked me not to.
Uh-oh.
Sweet.
Get owned.
Got a scythe over the crown.
Two of them.
I got him.
First one's
You
down.
built. I got the person too.
Got a mosque down low. Biolab.
Copy. Got visual. He's a nimble boy.
And a TR lib down low, biolab as well. He's solo living.
Nah, he has a crew. I think.
Biggest thing when it comes to a lib is
Oh, no, yeah.
don't be in front of it and don't be under it.
Fowler.
An armor column below us.
Skyguard down there.
Bail out, Skyguard. There's a minute left. Live.
One thing you didn't mention is that you should fly an engineer that can auto heal your aircraft and use ammo printer.
Gotta live long enough to use your ammo.
Is that the air synergy perk on the engineer?
Hey, can you hear me? Oh, I was just saying, I use safe fall, but that's because I drop routers on high.
Has seized control of Indar.
But you can use that while you're flying too. Like ESF.
No.
I actually like flying light assault. Well, no, I bail out in C4 if I'm about to die in ground attack.
You're being mean.
I'm always mean. Did you see me trolling guy earlier? That's hilarious.
Oh my god, there's a 35k note at Nason's Defiance. Anyone want a combat ant with me?
Let's see if I survive this safe fall. Oh, I survived!
For this outfit, when's usually the best times to be on? When everybody's... Oh, okay. Like, I really had a good time last weekend when we had the huge platoons doing shit.
It's CCR's most active, like 3 to 4 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Eastern.
Gotcha. That's early.
Basically, it's a big enough outfit that there's somebody on it every time. It's just a question of. Still, 3000 is one of the biggest outfits on this server. I work night shift and on a variable schedule, so I'm usually during the night, and random days during the week.
Yeah, I'm on a rotation. Once I get off disability, I'm gonna be back on that.
Crimson said he wants it. He's begging for it right now.
You're
Did Uber get kicked out for being a bad member?
See ya.
and then watch YouTube and then play Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, that was